So in today's video, I thought I would pose a question to you. I put a poll on on my YouTube channel and on my Twitter, sort of asking a pointed question. Yes, it was about Halo Infinite, but it sort of sparked a conversation that I wanted to talk about here. And the question is it okay to launch a game with missing features, or should a game launch feature complete? Let's discuss it a little bit. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching my videos. So, all the Halo stuff has come out. I made 2 videos about the Halo thing. You've heard my opinion on it, but there is one topic that sort of popped up because of Halo, and it really got me thinking. The biggest topic everyone's been talking about is it okay to launch a game and then add features to it later? We've seen this a lot in game development where a game will launch and then the developer promises to update it at a later time. And there are some examples of it going not well. And there's at least one example I can think of where it went tremendously well, maybe a few. So many people are saying they think Halo Infinite should be delayed, right? When it's because co-op is delayed 3 months and Forge is delayed 6 months. So people are like, why are you even launching this game? It's not feature complete. You should just delay it. And others are like, you know what? Enough's enough. It should come out. Now, I'm like 50-50 on this one. I'm not sure. I'm ready to play it. I don't mind if it's updated, but I have expressed my concerns that it is not releasing feature complete because we have been burned by that in the past. So we've talked about Infinite a lot on the channel, but let's look at the votes here. So when I said, is co-op, let me find my specific question here that I asked the community. So I asked them a Halo Infinite question, and specifically it was, do you care if Halo Infinite has co-op and Forge at launch? Now, if you look at the YouTube numbers, it was about 33% said, I do care, 66% said they don't. And then on Twitter, and that was 7.3 thousand votes. So it wasn't like some small amount of votes. It's pretty significant for the channel. And then on YouTube, 31,000 people voted. 40% said they care that co-op will be removed. And of course, 60% said they don't care. So with that sort of spawning this conversation, the question is, again, is it okay to launch a game feature complete? And now there are a few games who have done this, or that have done this, and it has not gone well. The one that sprung to my mind immediately was Anthem. You could also say Mass Effect Andromeda if you want to look at the history of what BioWare has done. So Anthem came out and was supposed to be added to over time. Andromeda was supposed to get DLC in form of the Quarians. It got scrapped, and I think it was like a book came out instead. But if you look at Anthem, it launched in such a state where there was an okay gameplay loop, and then there was this promised big Anthem relaunch that just never happened. And eventually they had to come out and say, hey, look, Anthem is not getting an update. And that game had a ton of marketing behind it. I think they let people play a few months. No, not a few months, maybe a month. I remember there was a preview and the game was really shaky. And I always try and reserve judgment from previews. Like the Halo Infinite technical preview just happened. And it's like, well, it's a preview. There were a few bumps, but when gameplay was working, it was pretty solid. So that's an example of it not working out. Just one off the top of my head. And I'm sure you can think of others where, like Assassin's Creed will launch and they'll be like, oh, there'll be a day one patch. And this is becoming more and more common in game development. And it's worrisome. There's this idea that, oh, well, we can just patch it, right? Well, what about somebody that just wants to play the disc version or they want to play offline? Those options are becoming more and more limited. And that is concerning. I've talked about the Xbox DRM issue. I believe PlayStation has something similar. But I think it's less egregious as Xbox. Xbox, you have to sign on for at least initial authentication. and et cetera, et cetera. You can go watch that video. I don't remember the specifics of it off the top of my head, but it's not great. So all of that's going on. Now let's talk about a game that launched in a very bad state, but actually did improve. You might know the one I'm talking about. It's No Man's Sky. If you remember, No Man's Sky launched and everybody hated everything about it. I was not one of those people. I did a lot of the IGN first coverage before it came out. I understood what the plan was with that game, but when it came out and it didn't meet all the expectations, a lot of people thought Sean Murray was a liar. They really went after him they were pissed. I don't know how to put it. Like, they were quite mad. So they go after Sean Murray. But look at where No Man's Sky is today. Eventually they launched No Man's Sky Next. It did come to Xbox, even though he told me it wasn't going to. And then now it's on like everything. It's on PC, Xbox, it's on PlayStation. I actually really adore that game. I think it was something really, really special that nobody had attempted before. And it's neat to sort of look back on its journey and the current positive reception that it has. I think some other games you could look at are like Apex, but Apex didn't launch in a rough state. It launched feature complete, and then they added like other things that you can do to the game later. Fortnite was another game that launched early on, and they've continued to build that into some megaton empire for Epic Games. So with Halo Infinite, specifically, the one that spawned this question, it leaves us saying, is it okay to launch this game not feature complete? And a lot of people are saying no. 40% is no small number to be talking about. That's a big margin of players who are quite unhappy about this. I do agree with the sentiment that I think it'll blow over after launch and be forgotten by 6 months for sure when those features are added. But I hope you understand why I'm concerned that key features of a franchise, key features that many people adore, are not being added. To me, that says, and I don't mean to go back to Halo, to me it says that something's wrong. Something happened that needed their attention so precisely or so immediately that even with a year delay, they couldn't get two of the core features for the franchise onto the game. Now, I don't mean to beat a dead horse with that one, but that is my question to you today. And I know we're about to go into the Gamescom showcase, and the Xbox showcase is going to happen, and we're all going to be super hype about whatever they reveal there, I'm guessing. I mean, it's sounding like a pretty good show based on, Twitter and everything. So we'll see what they say, but it's something to think about. It's something to consider. And I'm now managing my expectations because I have been a big champion for Halo Infinite. Like, I'm not worried about it. It's 343. They have all this money and all this backing from Microsoft. Look, their presentations have been slick. The technical preview was really, really fun when gameplay was working, but it does worry me. But the question I'm asking you today, is it okay to launch a game feature complete? And I would love to hear your response in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Gamescom is probably starting by the time you see this, so hopefully some people watch this video. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to see my reaction to Gamescom, you're going to be able to see it right away after the show, but you can hear about it tomorrow. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when my video goes live. If you want to become a member, memberships are turned on, and it is a way to support this channel. Thank you to everybody who has become a member and said, hey, Destin, I want to support you. I always try and upload the video with no ads, unless I've recorded two. And then sometimes I do one with no ads and then just release the other one regular. But I do try and take care of all the members, and I really appreciate you. I do have a merch store. If you're into the logo, a lot of people talk about it. You can check out the merch store, but that's it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope the E3. I hope the Gamescom Xbox showcase is good, and let's have some fun. I'll see you for the next one, everybody. Bye for now.